The Golden State Warriors just pulled off one of their biggest wins of the season, taking down Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks in a statement victory, without Steph Curry even stepping on the court. Now, you'd think after a huge win like this, everything would be all smiles and Dub Nation, right? Well, not quite. While the Warriors proved they could step up and get the job done without Steph, they also got some concerning news that could seriously impact their playoff hopes moving forward. Let's break this down. First things first, let's get to Steph Curry. Steve Kerr announced that Steph missed the game against the Bucks simply because he's exhausted, completely drained, both physically and mentally. Curry was officially listed out with back soreness. But let's be real here. The guy's back probably hurts because he's been carrying this team on his shoulders all season long. Coach Kerr himself even mentioned Curry is feeling the weight of carrying this roster night in and night out. And honestly, watching Curry in recent games, you could see he's looked tired, almost worn down, lacking the spark that defines his game. It's clear he needs rest. After all, Steph's 37 years old now. As unbelievable as he's been, carrying a team at that age is not easy, even for a Lou. Throughout the entire month of February, Curry was forced to put in a superhuman effort to keep Golden State in the playoff race. The numbers he posted were insane, averaging over 31 points per game and dishing out almost 6 assists each night. He carried the team in terms of scoring, minutes played, and overall usage. To put it simply, Curry was doing it all. His 34% usage rate in February was his highest all season, which just means that basically every Warriors possession depended on him. But all that hero ball has consequences. Curry's field goal percentage started to decline significantly, particularly over his last few games. Recently, he's only shot around 37% from the field. Clearly, fatigue has set in, and the efficiency Curry usually brings has taken a noticeable hit. And that's exactly why Golden State sat Steph against Milwaukee. They know this team's postseason dreams rest entirely on Curry's ability to deliver at his best. Giving him rest now was necessary, not only to protect his health, but also to make sure he's fresh when it matters most. The Warriors simply won't make another deep playoff run without Curry playing like the MVP-caliber superstar we know he is. One impressive regular season victory without him doesn't change that reality. But let's not overlook how special this performance against the Bucks was, especially because Steph was out. Everyone knew coming into this game they have to step their level up. And man, did they deliver. Jordan Poole stepped right into Curry's shoes and put on a show. Poole was sensational. 28 points, 10 assists, and a clutch performance when it mattered. He took responsibility, made tough shots, and was active defensively, showing exactly why the Warriors invested so heavily in him as part of their future. But we also need to give credit to Draymond Green, who had one of those vintage Draymond performances. His stat line wasn't flashy, just 1 for 6 from the floor, but don't get fooled by that. Draymond guarded Giannis Antetokounmpo masterfully, holding the former MVP to 0 of 6 shooting when matched up directly. That's insane. Giannis is an unstoppable force most nights. Yet Draymond managed to frustrate him into difficult jumpers, forced him into uncomfortable positions, and disrupted the Bucks' entire rhythm. It was a vintage defensive masterpiece from Green, proving once again he's still among the NBA's elite defenders. Another big story was Brandon Podziemski. What a return game for him. Podziemski stepped back onto the court like he never left. 17 huge points, drilling 4 critical three-pointers late in the game. He wasn't hesitant, and he didn't look rusty at all. This is exactly the kind of boost the Warriors needed from their depth, especially when Steph isn't around. His energy, shot-making, and careful decision-making were instrumental in pulling out this big win against Milwaukee. Golden State absolutely needs performances like these moving forward from their role players, especially as we approach playoff basketball. Speaking of role players stepping up, how about Gary Payton 2? GP2 continues to impress every single night. His defensive assignments are always tough, and against the Bucks, he drew the challenging task of containing Damian Lillard. Payton handled it beautifully, shutting down Lillard's space, contesting shots, and forcing turnovers. It's clear why the Warriors love his defensive intensity and energy. And what about Buddy Hield? He showed up huge, too, not only knocking down big-time threes, but also doing the dirty work, crashing the glass, battling for rebounds, and making hustle plays when it mattered most. Buddy contributed to the Warriors out-rebounding Milwaukee convincingly, which ultimately made a huge difference in the game's outcome. But while this win shows the Warriors can occasionally survive without Steph Curry, it also exposed some serious concerns. Let's talk about Jonathan Kuminga. Yes, he's young and talented, but lately he's struggled significantly. Despite hitting free throws at a decent clip, Kuminga shot just 2 for 10 from the field, clogging up the offense at key moments. He also had defensive lapses, missing assignments, and showing a lack of discipline that's concerning this late in the season. It's clear he needs more time and patience to find his groove, but time isn't exactly a luxury Golden State has right now. Rookie Quentin Post also had an up-and-down night. Yes, he scored 14 points and went 4 for 9 from deep, but he was shaky defensively. Post turned the ball over multiple times, struggled with foul trouble, and fell for veteran moves from Bucks players who drew him into fouls easily. These are typical rookie mistakes, but Golden State's margin for error is razor thin, and Post needs to adapt quickly if he's going to earn significant playoff minutes. Defensively, this was an encouraging performance overall from Golden State. The Warriors held the Bucks to just 17 points in 2 different quarters, which is incredibly impressive considering Milwaukee's offensive firepower. Golden State showed resilience, focus, and a high level of defensive discipline, especially compared to their previous disastrous effort against the Denver Nuggets, where they looked lethargic and uninterested. Against Milwaukee, however, the Warriors flipped a switch defensively, limiting the Bucks' playmaking, contesting every shot, and forcing turnovers when a game was on the line. And while this win over Milwaukee was impressive, Dub Nation knows full well that when playoff basketball rolls around, the Warriors will need Curry back at his absolute best. Before we continue, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Dubs updates. Let's keep going. Could the Golden State Warriors be on the verge of making their biggest move since landing Kevin Durant? Rumors are swirling that the franchise is seriously considering a trade for Atlanta Hawks star Trae Young, a move that could shake up the Western Conference. With Steph Curry still playing at an elite level, but in the latter stages of his career, the Warriors may be looking for their next generational playmaker, and Young fits the bill perfectly. His dazzling ball handling, deep three-point range, and elite playmaking abilities could make him the ideal successor to carry the Warriors' offensive torch into the future. Young has been on a historic tear this season, breaking records and delivering jaw-dropping performances, including multiple 20-assist games and a game-winning half-court shot against Utah. However, despite his individual brilliance, the Hawks have struggled to emerge as serious contenders in the East, fueling speculation that the front office may be open to a rebuild. The Warriors, on the other hand, are always in win-now mode and could see Young as the perfect piece to extend their championship window. The challenge? Finding a trade package that satisfies Atlanta while keeping Golden State's core competitive. If the deal materializes, Young would be stepping into a dynasty with championship pedigree, learning directly from Curry while adding his own electrifying style to the mix. The question remains, will the Warriors make the bold move to secure their future, or will Young continue his journey with the Hawks? With the NBA trade deadline approaching, this blockbuster possibility is one to watch closely. Stay updated exclusively with the latest Dub Nation news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep getting daily updates on the Warriors. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. Your input is essential for the Dubs community. Stay tuned for the next video.